Hello everyone, I thought about something this morning about the videos and the vlogs. Like, it's really hard for me to do it by subject because I never know, oh, I'm finished and it's a work in progress, so it evolves every day, kind of. And so I never know how to publish one and when one is over, and it's harder to keep it separate, like all the clip, to separate it by subject, because for me everything is linked. And also how can I say that? Yes. And also yesterday whoa, too much light. Yesterday I was writing about the subject of subtlety. Can I say subtlety in English? I guess. Otherwise I will write if it's not that. And this subject was about the magazine, the proper magazine, but it was about how do you show. It's hard to explain. I think what I want to do. No, okay. Let's do something. I think, no, what I want to do is show how people are different and similar depending on depending on where they live or travel or anything. And to show that I need to compare. But sometimes the comparison is about something really small, like it's really subtle. It's really subtle, and so I wrote stuff about subtlety. I don't know how you say it, and like it's the thing that it's so small that you can't really have the word to explain it, but at the same time it's what is important. And I was searching in my head stuff about that, and this morning I thought I need to do that on the vlogs also, because I'm not here to explain what I do. I'm here to show a process, and I'm here to show my transformation, kind of. So if I want to do that, it has to be subtle, and I can't show you the subtle if I don't do it over time and not by subject, because everything is linked for me. So I will start to do the vlogs per time, let's say, and not by subject. So now the vlogs will be about the 2 weeks that just passed, I guess. I hope I can follow that. And sometimes it will be long and sometimes not, I guess, depending on what I do and what I can film. And one problem is that writing and translating and do the transcript is not really it's not really visual. so I don't know how to show you stuff. And also because if I don't show you stuff, it's just like me talking. I don't know if it's enough for you or not. So today I will so this morning I did some administrational things, not really interesting, like trying to pay taxes and stuff. And this afternoon I will so I want to do one video. Like I have already the clip, but I want to mix it, and it would be good that I do one transcript for the magazine. I think I didn't film that. So about my trip in about my trip in Valencia in Spain for the first issue. I didn't film anything, I think, about what I thought and about what I did and everything. It was a bit less stressful than Amsterdam because it was the second trip and not the first one, obviously. But I was still stressed because I feel that I didn't schedule enough interviews. And one thing that was hard for me was that I didn't find Spanish people in the street that spoke English. So I don't say Spanish people don't speak English. I say that I didn't find one who was secure. I didn't find one confident enough with his or her English to talk to me. I followed other people, and I think I have good content. I'm not sure it will not be what I expected, kind of, but that's the thing. You can't if everything is going as you think, you don't learn anything because you already have the answers. And so if it's not going like you plan, that means that you found something more exciting than you found while you did the research. So I guess it's a good thing. Now I know why there is more interviews that are with people that you plan to interview, because it's easier, because you can have an appointment, you know how to be ready, or when to be ready, and you can do researches about the people, so you can really focus your question about the people you have in front of you. And if you interview people in the street, you don't know their history, so it's harder to find a good connection sometimes. I tried to speak Spanish a little bit. It was not that easy, but it was not that easy. But at the end of the week, I had like a conversation with the girl who drives me to the airport, and we spoke Castilian, and like it was a 10-minute conversation, but I did it in Spanish, and even if I didn't had the proper conjugation, or if I didn't have the proper word, we could understand each other, at least enough to interact. So it was good, and I was happy that she told me, oh, that's only 1 week and a half. If you stay 1 month, you could be fluent in Spanish if you want. So it was nice to hear. And also, oh yeah, when I was in Valencia, I took an Airbnb room in the apartment with some other people, and the host were so nice. It was really, really nice to be with them. And but I freezed. The first night it was freezing. I don't know if it was because it was not that cold outside, but you know, the building in Spain has to put the heat away, because in summer it's too hot otherwise. And I guess no one was in this room for a long time, so it was, you know, there is no human heat kind of in the walls, so it was freezing. So I had to buy some pajamas and some jumper, and after that I was good. But yeah, the difference between Valencia and Amsterdam is the weather. Like in Valencia, I had a good, like, it was sunny, or at least it was not rainy, so it was easier to walk in the city. It was easier to take good picture. It was easier to find people in the street. You know, you're not wet every day, so it's easier. What was hard for me in Spain was the times. I couldn't really understand very well the hours when people are outside, when people are, you know, we talk about Spanish time, and when you get a lunch late in the afternoon or something like that, but it was harder to understand than what I thought. What I did in Valencia was, and Amsterdam also, but I did it better in Valencia, is that I have this how do you call it, like this notebook? Yeah, I have this notebook that is really nice, because you have like 1 page with lines, so you can write on it, and then you have like a blank page, so you can draw. And I'm not an illustrator, so my drawings are not really. Can you see it? My drawings are not really great, right? But I mean, it's also a good example to just try and try and try and try and starting to be better at it. And so I wrote a lot in Valencia, like almost every day, I guess. And I wrote everything that was happening in my head and what were my happy moments and my difficulties and stuff like that. So I wrote all these pages, and I think it will help me to write down a text for the magazine. And it helped me at the moment to understand what was going on in my head, why I was not able to go out or to do the stuff that I wanted. It was like a struggle with myself. Oh, yeah. One thing I did in Valencia was really nice. I took this how do you call it? It's a, it's a camera that you, with the film inside, and then it's like 30, 40 pictures. And it was a good exercise for me because I was like taking more my time to take the picture, but at the same time I didn't how can I say that? Because you just because you can, with that you don't have any how do you call it, parameters to find. Like you have to focus on your frame. You can only focus on your frame, and it's not about the focus and everything, so you need to focus about just the frame. Yeah, it was a good exercise for me, and it helped me to just take the picture. I don't know how to say it, like to not be afraid of taking a picture, even if it's not how do you call it? It's not, it doesn't make any, even if it doesn't make any sense, because I should be less I should be less afraid to take pictures with my camera that I'm using right now than with that, because I can erase them and I can take them again and again if I'm not feeling good with this. But because you can't see them, you're like, okay, I will try that and I will see afterwards if it's good or not. And so you have to accept that it won't be perfect. So I guess that's the thing. I always want to do stuff perfectly, and I'm working on that, because you can't do perfectly, because it's an ideal that you can't achieve. So I'm working on letting go some stuff, and that was part of the process. I just finished to mix. Do we say mix the video? Do the montage or something of the next vlog, which will be like a vlog from the last month, I guess. When you'll see this video, it's the vlog about the interviews. So yeah, why I want to take the chronological order. So hard. Anyway, the order in time, let's say, it's that because it's hard for me to work for this video. For example, some footage are 3 or 4 months old. Months. Okay, my English is so bad today, I don't know why, but anyway, it's been 4 months, for example, that I took some footage, and it's so not it's not how I see the things today, and it evolves during the video, but not enough to understand that it took me 4 months to arrive there. And so I think it would be more interesting if I do the chronological order after that. And also I decided to do it really easy. Like at the beginning I was writing stuff around. I decided that except if I do like a really big mistake in English, I won't do it, because my goal is to make it the easiest and the quickest for me. Because even if the video are important to me, it's not the first goal I have. My first goal is to make this paper magazine, and so I need to not put so much time into it. And also because I don't really like to do the, how do you call it, like the montage in English, montage vidéo en anglais, it's called montage video. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so it's a montage in English also, I guess. Montage video. Editing. That's the editing I wanted to talk about. So I don't really like to do the editing of the videos. It's not really easy on the app I use. Like I could spend a lot of time on it, but it's not my goal. I don't really like it. Like if I have money at some point, I will ask someone to do the editing. My tablet there is not enough space on my tablet to export the video, so I will need to, I forgot the word, suppress the some stuff on my tablet. Okay, I think it's what I talked about before. Like I don't want to do it everything like I would like to do everything perfectly, but because it's not the case, I can't do that. I need to find what I want to work on. I mean, I could do a really great video with a lot of editing and with a really good rhythm and everything. I could do that, but it's not what I want to do. Because I think that, for example, when I struggle to find a word in English, I think it's interesting because you can see it's not my native language, and I learn it, and even if you don't have one word, you can search for it, or you can use another one and you will understand. And also because, for example, every silence are really interesting. Like you can see, okay, that was not really easy to tell, or it was not easy to think about, or this idea is not ready yet to go out. And I think everything of like these little things are the subtle I talk about before. And I guess even if it's not the usual, even if it's not the usual, how do you call it? It's not the usual way of doing a video on YouTube. Usually you have to be straight on the point and you have to have a really speed way of talking. It's not my case. And I guess that if I do the thing, in the way I am okay with that, I will find the audience that will like it. Because I can't do a really speed way of talking with the editing. Like I can suppress every silence, but I won't have the audience that I search for, because the magazine will not be easy and straight on the point. It will not be fact, and it will be more subtle, and you have to take the time, and maybe there will be repetition. And so I guess if I do the videos as I will do the magazine, it will be a whole, and it will be more not appropriate, it's not the good word, but it will be more like, it will be a whole, and it will be complete like that. And it's, yeah. Yeah, I guess you have the audience that you deserve, kind of. And I know, like, some people told me, oh, you touch a lot your mouth, or your English is not that great, or for example, you don't look at the camera, or it's really slow, or you don't do a lot of editing, and you let the cars when they are going, and you take so much time. But I guess that's like, for example, the last week I thought, I don't know, I was looking at some magazine I like, and I was like, I was getting anxious, because I was like, yeah, but that's not at all what I want to do. Like, no, it's more like, okay, it's not what I'm going to do. Maybe I'm wrong, because it doesn't look like it. And after a while I was like, yeah, but if I do the same as other people, what's the point? So I want to do, and I'm pretty sure, like, if something is missing for me, it has to be other people that want to read something like that. Because we are not all really factual, and we need more. And I know it's a really hard way of doing what I want to do, because the subtle is really hard to get. But it's the only way I see it. Drop mic. Yeah. I just did a really stupid mistake. So I just told you that I just had to export the video, and I didn't have enough space on my tablet. And so I did some how do you say it? I erased some footage and some other video I I exported before. And of course I did the mistake that I erased the file that I was using for the video I was editing. So I tried to put back the file on my tablet, and it's weird because the app, for example, and it's weird because the app recognize now the file that, like, I have the thumbnails and everything, but it can't read it. So I guess I need to do the editing again. So how to erase 2 hours of work in 1 minute. But it's okay. It will be fine. I just need to do another file and like write down every time for every clip and everything. It will be fine. Okay, very good news. It was just missing, like, one file was not in the good, no, one file was not in the good folder, and now I found it, and so it's like it was before. So I just took 10 minutes to find it, and I don't have to do it all over again. So I'm really happy. Okay, it's weird to talk when Maxime is in the other room, but it will be okay. So yesterday I went to a second-hand bookshop, and it was to find a gift for someone, but I saw so much book that were interesting for me that I bought a bunch. So I will explain you why I took these books. Like, I buy a lot of books and I don't read them right away. Sometimes 2 years after I read them 2 years after I bought them, but it's okay. And I buy and because Voyage Chez Vous is like a global project, I want to have something about urbanism, but also sociology, and also maybe psychology of people. And so I'm reading books about a lot of things. So the first one, I don't know if you can, yeah, the focus, I'm not sure I'm in the focus right. Okay, I hope the focus was on me before, but okay, so the first one is called Changer la vie, changer la ville in French. It means change life, change the city. And I never heard about this guy, Anatole Kopp, but he did his study in France, and he has a diploma from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and he's an architect and urbanist, and he knew about the Russian language, and so he did a lot of travel in Russia when it was USS, we call it in French, I don't know, anyway. And so he did a lot of study about the Russian urbanism. So I guess it can be interesting, and I bought it just for the title, actually. So the second one is this one. It's called, I think it will be not in the good it will be like reverse, like mirror reverse, but anyway. This one is called Le gai savoir des sociologues. It means the happy knowledge of sociologists, and it's by René Lourau. And it's about the how sociologists do study, and they can only talk about what is good for the states, and yeah, that's all I know for now. So because it was about sociology and the link with the states, I thought it was interesting to read. Then I got this one. So it's in French, it's Psychopathologie de la vie quotidienne. It's like, I don't know how to call psychopathology, I guess in pathology, I guess in English, from everyday life, and it's by Sigmund Freud. So it's more like psychology. It's about the little mistake you made in your everyday life, like maybe can I say lapsus in English? Like when you use a word instead of another one, when you don't do something that could be, okay, it says acte manqué in French, I don't know if there is an expression in English, or this kind of small thing that can give you an explanation about what is going on in your head. I'm not sure I like Freud, like the work of Freud, but I will see. I bought this one. It's like le langage, que me dites-vous là? So it means language, what are you saying to me? And it's by Edward Sapir. So he's a professor at Yale, he was. And it's about how you use words to tell about the culture, the art, the thinking, and how it depends on the place and time. So I think it can be really interesting to understand in different cities. And this one was because I think when I do interview with people, sometimes I don't use one word but another and extra, and I think it can be interesting to dig in these little mistakes. And also this one is like, how do you tell something that you think about? I guess it can be interesting. And I bought this one. The color is not really nice, but it's called Vocabulary of Philosophie, about Vocabulary of Philosophy and Human Science. And so it's a dictionary, really. And for every word you have different definition depending on which author use it and which kind of people use it here. So I guess it can be interesting to find one word that, like for example, 2 or 3 days ago I was searching for the definition of subtle, and maybe there is like a definition of this one here, and depending on the field it can be something else, I don't know. There is not every word, but subtlety. subtle. No, subtle is not in here, but there is a lot of things that can be nice. Like, for example, in French it's subjective, the opposite of objective. And I think I will use this word at the beginning of the magazine to say we are not a magazine about science, we are more like we want to feel something and everyone has their own reality, so it must be subjective. So I guess some definition about subjective can be nice to have. So yeah. So yesterday and today I am doing the transcript of interview I did in Amsterdam, and I'm pretty happy with the interviews. Like when I listen to it, I think it's interesting and it can be useful. But it takes a lot of time to do the transcript. Like for example, for an interview about 40 minutes, it takes more than 2 hours to have it in like in a rough way. Like I use something, it's called there is a website called author.ai, yes, and they do the transcript for you, but it's not like 100% correct, and sometimes you can't really hear me because I'm in the background, and so I need to type it out. So thankfully I have this website that can do most of the work, because otherwise it will be 8 hours to do one transcript, I guess. But the work is not over when I have this rough thing, because I need to erase every repetition and to make sure every sentence has a meaning, kind of. Like you can understand the meaning inside it, even if the sentence is not completely correct. And because the oral sentences and the written sentences are really different, but I'm trying to how can I say that? Like, because it will be written, I try to put it in a way that you can feel the person who is interviewed and how the people talk. So yeah, it can be difficult. So I will have a second reading when I will clean a bit, and then a third reading when I will put every sentence, like, no, the sentence that are not correct at all, I will try to work on them, and then I have to translate it. But I have 17 interviews for the magazine, and so it takes a lot of time. I hope I will be done before Christmas, which is in 2 weeks, I guess. Which is in 2 weeks exactly. So I hope I will be done, but I can't do more than one per day because it takes so much energy and focus. Like if you miss 10 seconds, you missed like a whole sentence or something, so you must be really careful. Yesterday was a really weird day. Like I was so tired, like I didn't do anything like really that took me a lot of energy the day before, but yesterday I couldn't do a thing. You know, for to do the transcript, you need a lot of energy because it takes a lot of focus and everything. So I couldn't do what I was planning to do. But I figure out like, so I did stuff that didn't require a lot of energy. Like I read, wait. I read this book, but it's not in the good, I don't know. It's called La vie dans l'espace public, comment l'étudier? And so in English it should be public space, life in public space, how to study it, by Gehl and Brigitte Svarre. It's Swedish name, I'm not sure I say it right, but and it's about, well, everything is in the title. How can you study the life in public space? So I read that because, well, I guess it's pretty obvious, but because my goal with the magazine is to understand the link between the people and the city, and the easiest for me is to study it in the public space. And so I try to have some methods or some trick to understand what is going on in public space. So that was for yesterday. Today I was supposed to go to a masterclass with an association called Les Internets. It's a French association that give more visibility for women in the YouTube platform, or even, yeah, I think they are more on YouTube, but and so they do like classes on some Saturday. They ask YouTubers that has already a community to come and, well, talk about what they do and how they do it, and we can ask questions. But because there is no transportation for a week and a half now in Paris, there is not so many people that can come to the masterclass, and so they cancel it. But there is still in French we call it apéro. It's like we will have a drink or two or three, I don't know, in a bar with some people. So I will go there. It will take me maybe 1 hour to go by foot, but if it's not raining, it's okay. Yeah, because it's always good to go to this kind of event because, well, first of all, because I work alone, sometimes I can feel a bit lonely, so to see people that do the same thing that me, or that have the same culture or the same need, yeah, it's sometimes helpful. And also to do a network of people that, first of all, to be able to, because we have a community on Facebook and Discord, but it's always better to talk to the people in real life, and then it's easier to ask questions when you need it online. And also because they can help me somehow, maybe. you know, for example, there is CNC. It's something in France that gives money to people that do cultural stuff. And so this association can help people that want the money, so they can help us to do to ask for the money, and because it's administration work and it can be stressful and everything, so they can help us with that, for example. And to meet people like other YouTubers, it's nice, first of all, because well, we have the same problem and it's easier to talk to someone that know that experience the same thing as you. And it's nice also because maybe at some point you can do a video with them, and it can be nice to exchange it can be nice to share time and share with other people. Not sure if it's very clear, but anyway.